Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com, and this is your stock watch list for Monday, the 2nd of July. Yes, we finished June. We are now moving into the first week of July. And so that means holiday approaching on Wednesday. Also, Canada Day is being celebrated on Monday, so the Canadian stock markets will be closed on Monday. The American markets half a day for Tuesday, and then Wednesday the markets are closed. So a holiday trading week coming up again, half a day on Tuesday, and then Wednesday the markets are closed in the United States. Let's go ahead and get into some of the news that came out after the bell on Friday, courtesy of the Trade Exchange, built for traders by traders. Jazz had some news after the bell on Friday. Not much reaction to it. Enters into an agreement with Tessera. But not much movement in the after hours. SBLK, they announced the closing of a secondary public offering. That's a shipper. Not much reaction to that in after hours. Next up, we had TSRO draws 200 million from second tranche of non-dilutive term loan financing. So TSRO, I believe that was down. Yeah, that was down after hours on TSRO, another biotech name there. Let's see. We had some insider purchases come out after the bell on Friday. One was in CUE. We had another one on ARPO, and that one was actually moving up in the after hours. Let's check that one. So we had quite a big insider purchase here at $3.85. A Form 4 on APRO, moving that one up. Then we had one on TCRD. Three officers of the company made some purchases on TCRD. All right, so there's your 5-minute chart after hours. Not much reaction to that. We'll scroll through. NAKD 13G filed. They have a 9.99% stake. Armistice Capital in NAKD. So not much reaction to that in after hours. Next up, we had, let's see, VLRX files to sell 10 million 10 million shares for holders on VLRX. Not much reaction after the bell on Friday. BCLI files to sell 2.45 million shares. That's their S3. NVCN, $100 million shelf. Not much happening there. It's a very small stock, low price stock. Next up, we have Dish had an insider purchase over the weekend, 5K at 32.99. LXRX also had an insider purchase on it on Friday. Let's see, Etsy to expand its community across Central Europe. So news out from Etsy over the weekend. And Tesla on track to make 6,000 Model 3 S's a week next month. So some news out from Tesla over the weekend for TSLA. So there's some news that came out on Friday and over the weekend. And once again, courtesy of the Trade Exchange, built for traders by traders. So let's take a look at some markets. We'll take a look at the SPY. Friday, we had a gap up morning on Friday. And then we actually continued up on Friday, and then we got the reversal that everybody was kind of looking for on Friday, going into the weekend with possible, additional tariff news coming out. So Friday was quite a reversal day. You can see it here on the daily. So we came up to about the 10 SMA on the daily chart. We got actually above it. We got as high as 273.66. So that's going to be a spot that the bulls want to clear to get above on Monday. So we'll see if that's going to happen. And then the Bears, they want to break down this 270. All right, we're right around that 50 SMA, the dark blue line you see there at 271.56. But if you watched my videos in the past, I told you we're in this range, and 270 or 2700 on the S&P cash is about the midpoint right now, and bears would like to break us down. And then we have these lows here from Thursday, the 28th of June, and the low here was 268.49. So we'll have to keep out an eye on that 270 spot and also that 268.49 on the SPY. All right, so some areas to watch for the SPY. Now, the futures, it's Sunday night. It's after 6 p.m. It's still early in the evening on Sunday night, but we do have the futures opening down a little bit soft after making that reversal type day on Friday. Dow futures currently are trading down 61. S&P futures are down 5. NASDAQ futures are down 13. But like I said, it's still early in the evening on a Sunday night. Let's see, the time right now is 6:31. So we're only into about a half hour of the overnight session being open. Let's go ahead and look at some things we have coming out for next week now. As you can imagine, with the market being closed on Wednesday and half a day on Tuesday, very light as far as your earnings calendar for next week. Monday after the close, you have Herman Miller, and then nothing really after that. So that's your earnings coming out for next week. Very light for the earnings. Some sectors that moved up this week, we had mainly the oil sectors, right? We had oil XLE spider moving up. We had the XLRE moving up, and we had the utilities moving up. Everything else was pretty much to the downside. The XLY, XLP, XLF, the banks, and we'll talk about that in a moment. XLI was down, XLB. So the only green we had race basically was in the oil sector and the utilities, very defensive for the utilities. Some of your top gainers from trading on Friday, this GEMP, XLRN, VRTX, ASLN. Once again, this is a mailing that Trade Exchange sends out with kind of it's kind of the closing numbers each day that they send out in a mailing. So it's a very good list to get on. So if you want to reach out to them. And then Nike had earnings on Thursday, and they pushed that one up on Friday. KBO Homes, KBH, also had earnings on Thursday, and they pushed that one up on Friday. So that's some of your top gainers for Friday and top losers for the day on Friday listed down here. And that, once again, courtesy of the Trade Exchange. For your economic info coming out for the week ahead, for Monday on the 2nd of July, you have 9:45, you have the PMI coming out. 10 o'clock, we have construction spending coming out. And then at 10 o'clock, we have the ISM manufacturing index coming out for economic info on July 2nd. Then, like I said, markets close half a day, 1 p.m. The markets will be closing early. And then Wednesday, the markets are completely closed. So Tuesday is half day. Wednesday, the markets are completely closed in the States. And then Thursday, we reopen. Pretty straightforward. Now, remember, you're going to have oil numbers coming out on Thursday now at 11 o'clock. So that'll be a switch. And then we have FOMC minutes coming out at 2 p.m. on Thursday the 5th, all leading up to we have the employment report, the non-farm payrolls report at 8:30 on Friday the 6th. So we do have a big number coming out on Friday the 6th. This calendar, once again, courtesy of the trade exchange. So that's a number that could, push the market one way or the other on Friday the 6th. So that'll be coming up. But once again, Tuesday, half a day. Wednesday, markets are closed. Let's also go ahead and look at some charts on the weekly time frame. This is the blue chart in front of you now. So here's the SPY on the weekly time frame. We came down to the 34 moving average on the weekly. We're holding right around the 10 SMA, which is at 272.39. We closed a bit under it on the weekly for the SPY, so we'll have to see how they're going to, what the next move is going to be. But 3 weeks down for the SPY, the Dow Jones Industrials, the Dow 30 after adding Walgreens Boots Alliance. You see how important this 50 SMA is for the Dow Jones. All right, we came down to it here. We're at it right around now on the Dow Jones, and we're below the 10 SMA on the weekly chart for the Dow Jones. SMH, we'll take a look at that. Coming up for a 50 SMA test on the weekly for the SMH, the semiconductor sector. Also below the 10 SMA on that. Let's look at IYT, the transports with oil has been moving up. Transports also coming down to test the 50 SMA on the weekly chart. Oil had a very good week. Big move up here in oil. Last week, up over 7% for the week on the USO ETF. Breaking and getting above the 200 SMA. If we look at oil itself, light sweet crude WTI getting above the 10 SMA here and trying to break up above that $70 per barrel, up 8% for the week last week on oil. So last week, the TLT, this is the ETF for the bond yield. We got a pop up to about 122.50, and then we kind of pulled back from there. We also had the dollar coming off the highs here. The UUP is the ETF for the dollar, so that kind of rolled back over a bit. Banks, they started out after the stress test. I believe it came out on Thursday, and then Friday we were getting nice moves in the XLF. We actually traded Zion on Friday. We got a beautiful trade in Zion. We took it right here on this break of 53.65, and the stock pushed up to 54.22. So we got this move up in Zion. Then we got out. And then, as you can see here, Zion and a lot of the other banks just reversed off of their highs. So that didn't bode well for the XLF. And here's the XLF on the daily chart. And now here it is on the weekly. So as you can see on the weekly chart for the XLF, we're still below the $27 area, still below the 50 SMA on the weekly, and still below the 10 SMA for the XLF. So not a good sign there for the banks like Citigroup. Now we did kind of come down to the 100 SMA on the weekly and a bounce here on Citigroup. JP Morgan still kind of in rollover mode here. Bank America rolling over. WFC, that one actually held up the best on Friday. WFC, that bank, they popped it up, but it did reverse down. But on the weekly chart, we are holding above the 200 SMA on WFC. So that's some of the banks. Let's take a look at silver with the dollar moving down. I saw some of the gold and silver stocks moving up. I have a few on my watch list. We'll go through those in a moment. So silver kind of moving up a little bit off the low. Still a very ugly chart with a lot of work to do. Here's the weekly GLD. Trying to stay above and hold above the 200 SMA. We held it back here on the weekly chart here, the 200 SMA. We came down to it here and we moved up off of it, and now we're right back down again. Is the next candle going to be, a move up? We'll have to see. If we look at it on the daily chart, a little bit of a sign of life, but a very ugly daily chart for gold. But we'll see how that plays out. If the dollar is going to pull back more, then possibly gold can move up. I don't know if we talked about the Qs. I don't think so. On the daily chart, the Qs remain under the 10 SMA. They're right here around the 5 EMA, the yellow dotted line you see there, still holding up above the 50 SMA. And here's the weekly chart of the Qs. We're right around that 10 SMA on the Qs. The IWM, which was kind of leading us up, you see here week after week pushing us up. We've pulled back to the 10 SMA on the IWM. On the daily chart, we're holding above the 50 SMA on the daily chart, but still below the 5 EMA for IWM. Some of your best stocks for the week. First up is going to be Nike. Was up close to 9% for the week after their earnings. Caught a lot of shorts off guard there, and a lot of buyers stepped in. So Nike up 9% for the week. KBH, they also had earnings last week. Stock moved up 6% for the week on KB Homes. CNQ was another winner for the week. An oil name, as you can imagine, oil stocks were a very strong sector last week, up 8% for the week. RIG had a very nice week, up 6% on RIG. Believe it or not, General Electric makes it to the list of best moves for the week. That stock up 4%. DO, another oil stock, moved up about 6% for the week. INNT, a very nice move, up 75% for the week on INNT. GEMP, they met their primary endpoints in GEMP. They met their primary endpoints, up 77% for the week. ZFGN also had a good week, up 44% for the week. XLRN, another winner. I believe this one got an upgrade, up 30% for the week on XLRN. GBT had a good week, up close to 8%. Promising data for their phase 3 on GBT. APTX had a very nice week, up 21% for the week. CASI climbing this week, 31%. CARA, a very good week, up 15%. And PBYI, European Medicines Agency, adopted a positive trend vote for PBYI, and this stock was up 12% for the week. So PBYI making a nice move there. SPPI, working with Jefferies, potential sale of the business on SPPI. Nice looking weekly there too, up 8% for the week. SRNE had a very good week. This stock up 10% for the week. And AVAV, also a very strong move here in AVAV, up 20% for the week. So that's some of your best stocks for the week. Some of your worst stocks for the week. WBA down 11% after being added for its first week in the Dow, drops 11% for the week. And like I said, GE climbed 4% for the week, being removed from the Dow. So WBA having a tough week there. CVS also down 11%. Now the reason was that PillPack was bought out by Amazon. Walmart was in the running for PillPack, but Amazon put in a higher bid and bought out PillPack, and that sent CVS down, also sent down WBA. So basically they got Amazon this week, CVS falling 11%. Then also Amazon went and said that they were going to get involved with the final last mile of delivery, and that didn't help FedEx much this week. Stock down 6% for the week. UPS also falling on that news. They got Amazon too. So Amazon taking out quite a few companies and doing damage to quite a few companies this week. UPS down 7% for the week. Crete had a really rough week, down 13% on CRRE. ANF, a retailer, down 12% for the week. AKAM moving down 9% for the week on Acme. SPLK as some of the wind came out of the sales on SPLK here, down 6% for the week. CMG also moving down. They're going to be closing, I think it was 55 or 65 stores, down 8%. CarMax fell. This one had earnings, pushed it up, and then they gave back 9% for the week on KMX. CAR also taking a hit as they're being hit by Uber, and also HTZ also took a hit, down 24% on that one. American Airlines down 8%. DAL, as you can imagine, oil moving up, having a very strong week, pushing the airlines down. DAL was down 6% for the week. Starbucks continuing to move down. Another bad week, another bad showing by Starbucks, down 5% for the week on that one. ASNS dropped 81% for the week, discontinuing its phase two. So ASNS discontinuing phase two. SMMT, phase two did not meet primary endpoints on SMMT. This stock dropped 80%. Also, PTIE, FDA voted against approval of Ramoxi for PTIE, and that stock dropped 75% for the week. AQXP, phase 3 failed to meet primary endpoints in AQXP, and that stock dropped 83% for the week. SLS, they're doing an offering. That stock dropped 31% for the week, so SLS down on an offering. So that's some of your worst stocks for the week. Now, I never like to predict the market coming up, each week. I never say, oh, the Bears are going to win or the Bulls are going to win. But one thing I tell you is probably going to be a very slow week, with a half a day on Tuesday and a full close day on Wednesday. With the two holidays, people, we're in like the middle of the summer now. People going away on vacation, traders going away, people, losing interest in the market, stepping away. But overall, though, for the SPY, I mean, we had a fantastic 2017, and basically we're remaining within this range. Now, that can all change within the blink of an eye, but, for the week ahead, the only thing I'll predict is that most likely it's going to be very slow. Other than that, we'll have to see. It only takes one tweet, one, shaking of the hands to, seal a deal with tariffs, either decreasing them or getting them off the table or increasing them, and that can send the market either way. So we'll have to see how that's all going to play out. Now, having said all that, I'll give you some stocks that I'm going to be watching. Some strong charts are still out there. Now, I don't know how they're going to be for this week, but we'll try to put something together here. Now, the first one up is going to be this AAOI in the semiconductor space, actually holding above the 200 SMA. As you can see here, it has that $45 area up ahead, maybe over $45.50 for a possible swing trade in this name, trying to work its way up off the bottom, getting above the 200 SMA. So AAOI might be one to watch. AEM, a gold stock now. We had some gold stocks moving up, so this one will be on watch, either intraday or for a possible swing trade on AEM. Next one, we have ARQL. Nice daily chart holding above $5 here, holding above these fast moving averages, 1.9 million shares. It's been on a tear, right, from about 250 all the way up. Has that $6 number holding it back right now, but definitely one to watch. ARWR, kind of basing underneath the $14 area. The high on Friday was $13.79, so maybe over $13.80. 2.3 million shares came in on that one. BJ's, an IPO that came out on Friday, or I think it was, no, Thursday, I think it was, right? Let's see. It came out Thursday. Very strong move here. Maybe watch watching this one for some kind of intraday move for tomorrow and for the next couple of days. BMRN, a biotech stock, holding above this 90 spot, moving up, trying to get maybe back over the 10 SMA, might be one to watch. BSX has been holding up real well. There was chatter around this name, and it popped it up here, but we're still holding up pretty well on BSX, so that one will be on watch. Another name I'll be watching is Cassie. Had a big move finally on Friday, 1.5 million shares. They got it back above, got it above the 7 area, pushed it up, maybe a bit extended here. We'll have to see. So I'll be watching that. Celgene, maybe starting to make a turn off the bottom. Still has that 50 SMA in the way up above on the daily chart for Celgene. But this is the most life it's had in a while for Celgene. Maybe if we get over the highs on Friday, $80.70, so maybe over 81, or you could wait for it to take out the 50 SMA, which is around 81.35, 81.40 area. So keep an eye on Celgene. Another IPO that made a nice debut on Friday, DOMO. Maybe this one should be on watch for the week ahead and tomorrow. Let's see, what else do we have? Another one. I'm kind of looking for some stuff trying to turn the corner here. So First Solar, kind of holding this $50 area. If you notice my 400 SMA, we're kind of down here, the solid purple line right there. Puts it in oversold territory, and we're right around that $50 area. So First Solar might be one to watch. Not only for next week, but maybe for the weeks ahead. Let's see. GBR had a very nice pop on Friday. Big pop. We actually got a small, not a small trade, a trade out of this GBR on Friday. So I'll have that on watch. Definitely extended. But look at all this volume that came into GBR. And if you're watching GBR, we also traded PED on Friday for a nice gain. So we'll have PED on watch also again. Another one I saw moving up was this NSU, basic minerals, metals and minerals, trying to get up over that 350 spot. A little bit of expanding volume here, so NSU could be interesting. Let's see, what else do we have? Mosey. You can see the consolidation, the coiling going on here in Mosey. All right, holding the above the 50 SMA. Not a whole lot of volume in this thing, only 26,000. The chart looks nice. Would have to get up over maybe like $1.90 or so for a continuation move. We'll see. All right, we'll see how it's very light volume stock intraday, but volume can always come in. NOG, a nice move up. We'll see if there's any kind of continuation, an oil and gas name there. OCLR, this is a semiconductor name, holding up pretty well, holding above the 50 SMA, has that $9 area up above for OCLR. Might be one to watch. 2.9 million shares came into this name on Friday. Trying to get up over the 20 SMA here too, 890. So maybe if it clears that 905 spot, might make a continuation move there on OCLR. Here's a silver name that was getting some buying on Friday. So PAAS, nice move up after holding the 50 SMA, trying to get up over this $18 area. Another name, Roku. Trying to turn the corner back up here. They slammed it down to about $40, trying to get it up over that 41 spot on Roku. So keep an eye on, I'm sorry, over that 43 spot for Roku. So keep an eye on Roku around that $43 area. These arrows here where we've played it in the past for moves. So watching Roku again to see if we can get another move up on that one. Let's see, another small oil, but a very low volume. But Friday got nice volume. 1 million shares came into SAEX as they tried to push this one up. If it can get up over this $1.75, maybe we get through the highs here on SAEX. Another one that I'll be watching is VNet. Nice candle up here, has that $10 possible break. Now, granted, I mean, we've come from 5 5 all the way up to near 10. But this was a very nice candle and held most of the gains on Friday. 1.3 million shares on that name. Another name, this is a silver name, WPM, getting some buying. 1.6 million shares. It's up here around 22. The highs of it were 22.18 on Friday, so keep an eye on that. XENE, big pop, gave a lot of it back. Look at this big volume, almost 3 million shares on XENE. And then XII, struggling here with the 200 SMA and that 250 spot. 200 SMA, this is kind of a long shot, is around 257. So maybe over that 260, 265 spot on double X, double I. Maybe that one gets going. So not a favorite though. Still has, that work to do to get above the 200, but you got to start somewhere, and we're above the fast moving averages. So maybe this one will turn the corner on XXII. Let me see if there's anything else. RADA, RADA, 1.1 million shares came in on Friday. We had a high of $3.15, so that might be one to watch. And then lastly, let's see, VRTX, 6.7 million shares traded in this name. So this one will be on watch for, the next couple of days or day and a half, right? VRTX. All right, everybody. So this is Mike from ZoZoStockWatch.com. If you'd like to come and check out my service, we are running a summer special. You could be involved with my trading community for just $20. Coupon code, and I'll put this down in the description box. But coupon code is Happy Summer. All right. If you go to my 1 month offering and you type in Happy Summer, instead of being $44.95 for the first month, it will be $19.95. All right, by using that coupon code. All right, everybody, have a very nice rest of your Sunday evening. To all the Canadians out there, have a very good Canada Day. And to the Americans watching the videos, have a very nice and happy and safe 4th of July. This is Mike at ZoZoStockWatch.com.